Hi everyone, this is Harmony from Harmony Stitches and welcome to my channel. Here we talk about my crafting journey, which usually revolves around cross stitch, but of course there's knitting and crochet thrown in. This is not a regular video. This is what I call a bonus cut. And someone had asked how I keep track of my stitches for challenges. So I thought I would just record a quick video to show how I do that. I only count stitches when I am part of a challenge. Otherwise, I can be spending my time stitching, getting more stitches in, and not worrying about that. Because most of the time, I'm not really worried about how many stitches I get in per day or per month or on a particular project. But right now, I'm in a couple of challenges. One in the Michigan Cross Stitch group. We are doing a traveling the USA. So each month I spin a wheel to see what state capital we're going to. This month it's Sacramento. For most of us, if not all that are participating so far, it's over 2,000 stitches. And so you want to be sure that you're keeping track of that properly so that way you can meet that goal a lot easier. Now, last month we went to Columbus, Ohio, and it was just over 200, almost 300 stitches for the bulk of us. And so if you miscount a little bit, it's not that big of a deal because you know that you're going to get to Columbus, Ohio with that many stitches. Another group that I'm in, it's a monthly challenge as well. This month for February 2022, the minimum to get the minimum amount of stitches to get the maximum amount of points is 4,000. You could also then do a bonus 1,000 stitches for a grand total of 5,000 to get extra bonus points. I hope that makes sense. So when you're doing that large of a stitch count or stitches for a challenge, you want to keep track somehow. So I have a freebie pattern here. I know we normally don't show patterns, but this is a freebie that you can get from Jeanette Douglas Designs. Then I also have part of the Lady of the Flag on my iPad. It's all marked up. You're not going to be able to steal it. We have no issues with copyright here because you're not going to be able to tell anything. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is from 2020, Be Well by Jeanette Douglas. And if I were to stitch this and count my stitches, this part of the flower here is one color and the inside is another color. So what I would do is I would stitch the outside, and as I was going or as I was finishing, I would jot down my stitches. I actually have an app. I have an iPhone, so I have the app Tally, and you can easily create little tallies and put your stitches in that way, or you can just record it on paper. This does not have to be complicated. So I would stitch that part and write down my stitches. And then I would stitch the inside part and write down my stitches. And on this one, it's pretty easy because the sections are smaller. So you don't want to get up and past like 50 stitches because I think then you're going to tend to forget. You can, like I said, you can either count them as you stitch them, or once you cut your thread, then go back and count what you're stitching or what you stitched. That works really good for blocks of color like this one. And even the basket has two colors, but as you're adding in the second color, I think that would still be pretty easy. So that's how I do it for stitches like that. Lady the Flag, I do a little bit differently just because there's a lot of color changes. Okay, so here is what I have for Lady the Flag, and as you can see, it is all marked up in different colors. So say here in this block of red, I stitched those, highlighted them red and counted as I highlighted and then marked it down. And then when I came back to the pattern, I started highlighting in green so that way I could tell the difference between the stitches I already counted and the ones I need to count now. There's all different kinds of ways to count your stitches, but this is how I do it. I do highlight on almost all of the PDF patterns that I use electronically. And then on any of the paper patterns that I have, I usually don't mark them up and I just keep track of where I am. Now, if you find that that's not working for you, you can definitely take a picture of the pattern and put it on your phone or your iPad or another device, and you can mark up that way. That's if you don't want to mark up your paper patterns, because I know a lot of us don't like to do that. So that's how I do it. I know that that was a really quick tutorial, but I hope that it helps you, and I hope it explains how I count my stitches. I am going to link down Tranquil Stitches YouTube channel, because she did a video explaining how she does it, and I think it might be a little bit similar to mine. I think she does mostly just paper patterns, and I think it might be similar, but she might explain it a little differently, and that might help you out. So until next time, bye.